Hey guys, welcome to today's episode of The Corner Store. It's your boy Gerald Cadet, and wonderful episode we are having for you guys today. It's the Super Bowl, guys. It is the last game of the year, all that stuff, all the above. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs back-to-back in the big game in the same state. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, first hosting city to make it to the first how do you say? The first hosting team to make it to the Super Bowl as though I don't even know how to say it. I'm not gonna say it no more. But they're there. They're gonna play in their home field of Tampa. The Super Bowl is in Tampa Bay this year. Tampa Bay, Florida. How did both teams get here? How did the Bucks get here? How did the Chiefs get here? Who's gonna win? By how much? Who would I bet on as the MVP of the Super Bowl of my pick, whatnot? And yeah, I'm going for broke, bro. I'm going for broke. So sit back, drink your coffee if you're watching this on YouTube or listening to this on however you listen to podcasts, and let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go right into it. There's nothing else to talk about. Let's talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers first. How did the Tampa Bay Buccaneers get to this position? A lot of people will think it's because of Tom Brady, right? What I've seen throughout the season, I've watched a few of their games. A lot of their games I watched. Of course, I watched the playoffs. Tom Brady gave them the leadership that they needed. This team was a really good team last year. In the words of Bruce Arians at the what's called the exit interviews at the end of the season, Bruce Arians said, "Hey, if we were able, yes, it was a shot at James Winston, but he said if we were able to win this amount of games with this quarterback, we could do it with any quarterback." He was right. The defense was on point. They had Todd Bowles last year. My bad. But a defense with Todd Bowles' defense. Receivers allure, and then you have Tom Brady. You have new running backs, and a new running back in. Well, they technically had LaShawn. They have LaShawn McCoy. A lot of guys be forgetting that. And then you had who I think is like an unsung hero in Leonard Fournette. Leonard Fournette. He's not. I don't want to say he's an elite running back, but the flashes he shows is like, wow, this man is a throwback. He's, dare I say it, Adrian Peterson. I'm gonna say that he's like Adrian Peterson when he's on. When he's off, he's off. But I don't know. Maybe I really can't explain why he's like that. But it is what it is, right? But having all that stuff together, right? And then you add in a Tom Brady, a man that's going to his 10th Super Bowl, the greatest player of all time, the greatest quarterback of all time, going to his 10th Super Bowl. He's seen everything. If you watch all of Tom Brady's Super Bowls, he's won it in different ways. The last two especially. Super Bowl 51 against Atlanta, he had to come back down 28-3. It was all on his right arm. And then you fast forward to Super Bowl 53. He was the ultimate game manager. He was like, let me make sure I don't lose the game for my team. And compared to last year, looking at the stats, he helped out the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense just by letting them stay on the field. No sudden changes in terms of they just get off the field, the defense, they're relaxing, preparing for the next drive, and then sudden change, it's time to get back on the field. Defense. The Buccaneers defense last year, their average starting position against teams was at their own 30, or the opponent's 30-yard line. The Buccaneers' offensive starting position was always their own 22-yard line, a 7-yard difference a 7-8 yard difference. That's big in the NFL. Now, that's huge. A lot of people be like, that's only 8 yards. In a game of inches, 8 yards. That's OD. But just by him only throwing in total 12 interceptions on the season, Tom Brady, compared to a 30 what? The 30 minus 12 is what? 18? 18 interception difference. So 18 times the defense did not have to go back out there. 18 times. That is huge. That is huge. You guys are more rested. You guys are more energized. And it's just tailor made for a defense where you don't turn the ball over, because no defense in college football, NFL, Pop Warner, high school, no defense can literally stay out on the field for 60 minutes, however many minutes you play, and be dominant. You got the Ray Lewis's, the Ed Reeds, the Troy Polamalu's, LTs. If they stay on the field for 60 minutes, you're not going to win a game. You're going to get blown out. That's a guarantee. But by Tom Brady just being careful with the ball helped out this team tremendously. Then you have the defense. You have players like Jason Pierre-Paul. It's basically like a prove it year to him this year for some reason. He's doing his thing in his bag. Shaq Barrett, I'm gonna get to him a little bit more later, but you had Shaq Barrett. He's coming off an MVP, Defensive Player of the Year type season with almost 20 sacks in a season. This is like the year before Brady. Ndamukong Suh, I feel like he's an underrated player. Has taken a bad rap because of his transgressions early on in his career, but he's still a solid force down in the middle. You have two dogs in the middle, bro. Two dogs in the middle. Levante David, a top 10 middle linebacker in the NFL, and then you have a dog in Devin White. Devin White, whoo! Damn, that was a good pickup for the Bucks back in 2018. 2019. And that's just the defense. My biggest concern with the defense going into the season was their corners. Their corners are still not let me say it like this. The corners are the weak spot of the defense. But the way the corners have been playing, especially when it comes to the man-to-man press defense, they've been showing out, especially in these playoffs. Like the regular season, yes, a lot of bad things. I'm not going to really talk. I have to talk about one of them, but a lot of bad things happened to the secondary. But overall, throughout these playoffs, they tightened up. They're playing a lot of press man defense. Referees are letting them really play. And that's been really the difference in the reason why the Buccaneers are here. That's really been the difference why the Buccaneers are here. It's more been a lot to me, it's more so been about the defense for the Bucs, especially these last 3 games that they played, than the offense. The offense, yes, all those shiny toys that they have. Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, AB, Scotty Miller, Gronk. He made the play of the game on 2 weeks ago Sunday to beat the Packers with that screen. You have all those groceries. In the words of Bill Parcells, you have all those groceries, but the groceries that really matter are on the defensive side. The defense is starting to pick up at the right time. Yes, there's still some holes. But the defense is starting to pick up at the right time, which is great. My biggest thing with the Buccaneers that I love is that especially defensively, I think it's more so defensively. Right now, offensively, they're trying to spread out teams basically with their receivers and stuff, and then it's basically going. It's either I'm going to beat you deep, or you guys are gonna have to stop Leonard Fournette, which is, I think, is the most beautiful offense you have that there is, because you have all these weapons. And then Tom Brady, I'm not gonna lie, I I wasn't a believer in his arm because there's been so many instances this year during the regular season that his arm he's starting to lose some power. But then you have games like against the Raiders, you have games like last 2 weeks ago against the Packers where this man is throwing bombs like he's freaking 20 years old. So that's the it's basically been run defense. We saw that against the Washington football team for the most part because the Washington football team was in that game for a long time. They were in the game for a long time up until the end. They got it. I don't even say it got carried away at the end. It was more so not even Washington. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense held the Washington football team, and then the Bucs offense ran it away, literally. Drew Brees, I thought Drew Brees was going to take out. I thought the Saints, the only solid games I seen the Saints play in about 2 years now was against the Bucs. The first game of the season, and then the week week 9 Sunday Night Football game. The Bucs handed it to offensively. Defensively, the Bucs handed it to the Saints offense. Drew Brees coming back to have the worst game of the season, you know? Yeah, I feel like I'm losing my train of thought, but I'm so excited right now. But the last game against the Packers, it was the defense that to be honest propelled the team. Yes, the Scotty Miller pass at the end, and I'm not the end of the first half, all that stuff. But it really was the defense that really got them there. Rushing Aaron Rodgers, making Aaron Rodgers uncomfortable in the pocket. Receivers getting held at the line, getting punched at the line from DBs, all that stuff. It's been the defense. They've been riding the coattails of the defense. Yes, Tom Brady, a defense with Tom Brady. Of course, Tom Brady's gonna do his thing, but it's really been the defense. And that's the Tampa Bay Bucks. That's how the Tampa Bay Bucks have got. That's how the Tampa Bay Bucks got back home. Were able to go back home for Super Bowl 55. Now, how did the Kansas City Chiefs get back to the Super Bowl? You can say it's because of Andy Reid. You can say because their defense is very opportunistic. You can say that Clyde Edwards-Helaire. You could say Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Le'Veon Bell. But we all know the reason why this team is in the Super Bowl is because this man, I'm gonna say it here first. Corner story. I need you guys to get a nickname. I need to make a nickname for you guys. I've never seen a quarterback in my lifetime. I've never seen a quarterback. Not even when I watched Peyton Manning. Not even with Tom Brady. Even Tom Brady to this day. Maybe once in a blue moon. Maybe twice, 3 times. But not consistently. I've never seen a quarterback that's been so freaking dangerous. That literally this guy is playing both offense and defense by just playing offense. It is scary to see. But Patrick Mahomes, today is what, February 5th? Today's February 5th. Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL today. I'm not gonna say all the time because he doesn't have the jewelry to like Tom Brady. He doesn't have the jewelry like Tom Brady. But right now, Patrick Mahomes is a nuclear weapon. We're talking about other countries having nuclear weapons. Right here in America, right there in Kansas City, Missouri, there's a nuclear weapon. And every Sunday, sometimes Mondays and Thursdays, he is ready to detonate. This man, Patrick Mahomes, some things I see him do physically is incredible. Then and the way defenses and this year too, defense. I feel like defense really did try and like stop him. When I say stop him, like try to contain him. But this man, he's running outside. He's doing like a dead leg type thing. You know, he's using the rules to his favor because you can't really hit a quarterback like that. What Patrick Mahomes is doing, can anybody say that they've seen it before? Can anybody say that? I know I can't. I honestly can't say that. But what the things that he's doing, it's just otherworldly. You see this man, he be walking like this with like a little limp or whatnot. Like he's like, I'm about to mess this thing up. I'm about to take over this game. And you've seen that, but you've seen that before. Like you've seen my GOAT. I'm talking about my GOAT. You seen Eli Manning with that game face on. He's like, and like you're like, damn, that's my boy Eli about to go off. You see that with Tom Brady. Tom's never about to go off. But the thing with Patrick Mahomes, when you see just him walking on the field, it's not like you know it's gonna. It's not like you know what he's gonna do. It's more how many times is he gonna do it. That's the craziest thing about him. Plus, he has all those weapons, man. Tyreek Hill is literally. I never seen a man that fast before. Never seen a man that fast before. I thought I was with. I played high school football with the fastest man ever in Justin Gear. Shout out Justin. I thought I played football with him, but this man, I've never seen a man slide down, catch a ball, and just the ball touches his hand, pops up. Like I've never seen that. He's like a spring, and like when the spring coils together and then like it's compressed, literally it pops out. Like it's just ridiculous. Travis Kelce right now is the best tight end in the NFL. That's like not debatable at all anymore. Who else? You have he has another top 5 draft pick receiver in Sammy Watkins, who was a key part in last year's run. He hasn't even made noise yet. McCall Hardman. Some people say he's faster than Tyreek Hill. Like I can't think of the saying, but it's a I'm trying to say the saying now. But it's a wasteful of riches. You guys know what I'm trying to say. It's a wasteful of riches. The problem I see with there's 2 problems going on with the Kansas City Chiefs. One problem is Mahomes has been getting hit this year. Like the past 2 years, he really wasn't getting hit. Now with an injury to Eric Fisher is marked as he's not playing. Like he's done. He's out for the Super Bowl. We seen him get hit. He got taken out of a game against the Cleveland Browns where he was concussed. Can Mahomes' offensive line give him enough protection so Mahomes could be Mahomes boy? Mahomes could be special. Mahomes could be the MVP that he is, the best quarterback in the NFL that he is. That will remain to be seen. But also another problem I have with the Chiefs is their defense. Their defense, yes, their defense is opportunistic. However, the defense is they're not really good when it comes to game punching in the mouth. Let's be honest. They're not really good to be punched in the mouth. The thing that helps the defense, though, when they do get punched in the mouth, is that Mahomes punches them back in the mouth. The thing that Mahomes does, whether it's he's running for first down, sliding in bounds, killing the clock, checking, throwing off his back foot, an accurate ass ball, looking away, all that stuff, it's helping the defense. But if you have a team, probably I guess the closest we've seen, the closest team we've seen go toe to toe with Patrick Mahomes this season has been basically the Las Vegas Raiders. That's to me that's been the only team taking them toe to toe. They control the clock. Like the Kansas City Chiefs defense could not do anything. If it wasn't for Mahomes saving the day once again, they would have lost both. They would have got swept from the Oakland Raiders this season. Las Vegas Raiders this season. But because they have Patrick Mahomes, the defense just needs to make two to three plays a game. That's basically all they need to do. 2 to 3 plays a game to win the game and save and I guess in this case be Super Bowl champions. Now, between those two teams, who is the better team overall? Who's the better team overall? Me, just eye test. No stats, no anything. Just eye test. I think the Kansas City Chiefs are the better team. Mahomes is better than Tom Brady right now. No, we're not talking about career. We're not talking about legacy. Patrick Mahomes is better than Tom Brady. I believe the way the Chiefs use their receivers, their weapons, their skill players are better than Tampa's skill players. There's a lot of droppers on Tampa. Chris Godwin is one. He dropped like 3 passes in the championship game. Mike Evans, he's not a chronic dropper, but he be dropping passes. Defensively, I think I'll give the edge to Tampa more because I see Tampa to me is like getting out the mud. But once again, because of Mahomes does so much to help out the defense. He doesn't put the defense in any terrible positions. So to me, solely this is how crazy and great Mahomes is. Solely based on Mahomes, overall speaking, the Chiefs have a better team. Everything's tailored and runs through Mahomes. That's crazy. I don't think everything on the Bucs is ran through Tom Brady. And even if it was, I believe Tom at this present moment, February 5th, 2021, Patrick Mahomes is a better quarterback than Tom Brady. I believe that 100%. If you don't believe that, you haven't been watching Patrick Mahomes. Now I'm gonna say who will be X factors for who are the X factors in Super Bowl 55? Who are the X factors? Offensively, defensively. Who are the X factors? Me, I already told you guys. I already told you guys about. I'm gonna start with the Bucs side first. I told you guys already about one of the X factors on the Bucs, and that's Leonard Fournette. I believe Leonard Fournette, when he's on, he's the not Carvin Cobby, but he's another Adrian Peterson. Not that fast, but he got some moves. He's shifty. He could run through you. All that stuff. He can catch out the backfield. That's great for him. I think he'll be an X factor, a big X factor in the game. That's just me personally. Also, it's going to be raining. You're going to need to grind that ball out anyway. I don't think you could really, but it's the NFL now. The NFL now, it'd be freaking 22-mile winds. You're still going to try and throw the ball. But I don't know. I think Leonard Fournette offensively for the Bucs, he's the X factor. Defensively for the Bucs, the X factor has to be. And I think it's a collective unit. The DBs on the Bucs. We have to go back to, what was it, November? Week 12? I believe it was week 12. In Tampa. Where the Chiefs the Chiefs, Tyreek Hill went for two something. He went for two something. What was it? Over 200 yards. We all know that. Over 200 yards in the first quarter. Not even the first half. Not even the whole game. He went for 200 in the first quarter. Mainly on Carlton Davis the third. So you got embarrassed on national television. It was a CBS game. You got embarrassed on national television. What do you guys have to say about that now? What will you guys do about that? Embarrassed that, because that's all everybody's gonna is me going into the game. I see Tyreek Hill. I know Tyreek Hill had over 200 yards in the first quarter. I'm expecting him to have another big game. I'm expecting him to have at least 150 in the game. What are you guys? You guys are talking. You guys are talking about. You guys are talking about shutting down Michael Thomas, making fun of Michael Thomas. You guys are talking about shutting down Devontae Adams, making fun of Devontae Adams. They didn't really do that, but still. Now the person, that's not even team, the person that embarrassed y'all. What are you guys gonna do about that? Murphy Bunting, Jamal Dean, Antoine Winfield Jr. What are you guys gonna say about that? Carlton Davis, he has to step up the most, but I think they have something planned. I think so. I still in the back of my mind think Tyreek is going for 150. That's just me. Prove me wrong, Tampa. Now on the other side, the X factor besides Patrick Mahomes, I think defensively is Tyrann Mathieu. He's like a jackrabbit. Like, he's always energized. I don't understand that, but he's always energized. He's everywhere. He's down in the box, up top. He's surveying the field. He's doing everything, and I love that. Especially in this game where you have someone who could play in the slot like a Scotty Miller. You have a tight end in Gronkowski, Cameron Brate. You have a guy in the backfield, Leonard Fournette. That is going to be the key. The chess game will be Tyrann Mathieu and how the Chiefs are going to use him against who on the Bucs offense, or I should say who offensively, who Tyrann Mathieu has to guard. How do you play off that? Tyrann Mathieu has to, if it's 20 in, Tyron's most likely going to guard Gronk. How do you play off that? Are you just going to jump ball it because Gronk is 6'7", Tyron's what, 5'9" the most, 5'9". Leonard Fournette outweighs Tyrann Mathieu by over, I believe, 40 pounds. Scotty Miller, that's probably a good matchup, but I think Scotty Miller is faster than Tyrann Mathieu. However, Tyrann Mathieu always finds a way. So Tyrann is a big X factor. I love Tyrann too. Offensively, who would be the X factor offensively for the Chiefs besides Mahomes? The running game: Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Le'Veon Bell. Those guys need to step up to make sure that, especially with the offensive line injuries the Chiefs have, you have a guy in Shaq Barrett who finally showed up. I did not hear the name Shaq Barrett all season, but when it was time to get stops against Green Bay, he always came up big. He may not have gotten the sack, but his pressure made Aaron Rodgers roll out. It did that. So how are those guys gonna chip block Jason Pierre-Paul? How those guys gonna chip block Shaq? How those guys gonna run the ball effectively? How those guys are gonna make sure that they don't rush and let their blocks develop? How are those guys gonna do that? That's big. That running game is gonna be big for the Kansas City Chiefs. So now, guys, I've said all that stuff. Now it's time for me to basically say who's going to win. Who do I think will win this Sunday? Super Bowl 55. The spread, I believe, is the Chiefs by 3.5 points. The Chiefs, to me, is the overall better team. Mahomes is a freaking nuclear weapon. But Tom Brady will get his 7th Super Bowl ring. And here's why. Not because of Tom. It's not going to be because of Tom. I actually think the MVP of Super Bowl 55 will be Leonard Fournette. He will have a big game. I think he'll be 88 to 90 yards rushing. He'll have 2 touchdowns, 1 rushing, 1 receiving. And he'll be the MVP. But the reason why I can't pick the Chiefs is because I think with Shaq Barrett and Jason Pierre-Paul on each side, the offensive line for the Kansas City Chiefs decimated. They're going to be like Hulk Hogan and run wild all over the Chiefs offensive line on Sunday. That's the only reason why I can't pick the Chiefs. Other than that, if Eric Fisher was playing, I'd probably pick the Chiefs. To be honest with you, I'll pick the Chiefs. I think the final score of that game will be 35-31 Tampa Bay Bucks. 35-31 Tampa Bay Bucks. Leonard Fournette wins the MVP. And that's it, man. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. That's it. Yeah, I'm trying to like persuade myself saying, nah, the Chiefs are the Super Bowl champions. They have to come out and win. But I don't think that's gonna happen. I think it's gonna be a close game, a really good game to watch. It's supposed to be the passing of the torch, but Tom Brady, Tom Brady's a little egotistical. Tom Brady, he's like, nah, I'm not done yet. I'm not ready to pass that torch to my homeboy. Let me get a couple more years in the sun. And I think he will get a couple more years. He will get that 7th Super Bowl ring. In a close game, 35-31. Leonard Fournette is the MVP, Super Bowl MVP. And that's all I have today, guys. That's all I have. My Super Bowl preview. Why each team is in the Super Bowl this year. X Factors. Who are the X Factors? And who's going to win? Guys, what do you guys think? YouTube, my YouTube people, comment down below. Who do you guys think is going to be the MVP? Who do you guys think is going to be X Factor? It could be AB. I didn't really talk about Antonio Brown today, but Antonio Brown's coming back. He didn't play in the championship game. What do you guys think, man? Comment down below, guys. Also, keep sharing. I appreciate the support. Like, also subscribe, and I'm just trying to start the conversation, guys. I'm just trying to start the conversation. I'm just a guy that talks football in his basement. Well, sports in his basement. It's Gerald Cadet. It's the corner store. Just trying to start the conversation. I'm out.